Good morning. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu Alaikum. Hope you're well today. We're going to carry on with our theme of the Year of the Water Tiger. And we're going to revisit our practice and sort of deepen the practice now that we have a grounding in our Water Tiger practice. So let's kind of come into our mudra. So the Vyagraha mudra that we talked about the other day, the mudra for the tiger. And the reason we have a mudra for the tiger is the tiger represents the vehicle, the vahana, or the carrier of Durga and Kali and Parvati. These are deities, and each deity has a companion, an animal spirit that is a companion representing the qualities of the deity, the characteristics of the deity. So as we move into this year of the tiger, honoring the all that the tiger represents, and also remembering our responsibilities towards our ecosystem and the animals that are vital within that ecosystem, and where human behavior and human actions have driven those animals to near extinction. So let's come into our mudra. Fold in the thumb and little finger to touch, and then curl the middle fingers, the ring, the middle, and the index, so that you come into what we call this pawing, clawing type mudra. Let's place our palms face upon our knees. Ground into your seat. Feel connection through the feet, the legs, the sit bones. Grow the spine, lengthen the spine by lifting the crown, creating distance between the tail of the spine, the base of the spine, and the crown. Lowering and relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Closing your eyes. Or gazing down towards the earth. Connect with the energy within, that is your energy of personal power, personal empowerment, the place from which you find strength, courage, the place into which you dig for resilience. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Dirga Pranayam, 3-part yogic breath. Inhaling, drawing the breath right into the abdomen, allowing the abdomen to expand. Ribs open and part, chest rises. On the exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine, ribs curl in, knitting together, and chest lowers. Inhaling, belly expands, ribs open, chest lifts. Exhaling, navel draws in, ribs curl in, chest lowers. This 3-part yogic breath. On the inhale, on the exhale. Consciously guiding the breath into 3 parts. On the next cycle, I invite you to return to your natural rhythm and pattern. Draw the hands together at the heart in Namaskar, opening by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale fully to prepare. Om. 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 Our mantra for today is Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. To honor the energy of the tiger as it is guided through the deity Durga. We'll do 3 rounds together. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om. Returning to your Vyagraha Mudra. So let's start by removing our block or cushion if we are seated on one. And we'll do circumductions, Sufi circles. So let's start off large, over to one side. So I'm going over to the right to start with. And involve the whole of the upper body here. Because we're working with the energy of the year of the water tiger, we are drawing upon the Swadhisthana chakra, which is the sacral chakra connected to the element of water. In traditional Chinese medicine, each of the animals in the Chinese zodiac go through a cycle of drawing upon the different elemental energies every 60 years. So we are in the year of the tiger, but specifically we're in the year of the water tiger. Let's reverse the movement now, my friends. And so when we're in the year of the water tiger, we're going to draw upon the qualities of the element of water. Fluidity, flow, softness, receptivity, nurturing, and yet retain the aspects of the tiger that are fierce, rebellious, powerful. And coming back to center, take a moment here. Place the left hand on the earth, bring the right hand into your Vyagraha Mudra, and then reach up and over to the left. And we're going to flow here, because we're working with the fluidity of movement. Thinking about the quality of water, how it is able to, even in its stillness, it responds immediately by creating ripples of movement that go on and on and on until they meet a solid object, and then they move around and through and permeate that solid object. And when we come to the next right, because we started on the left and we'll finish this round, and even in your movement, reach out through the fingertips. And then back to center, my friends. Let's bring the soles of the feet together in Badakanasana. And we'll start with Badakanasana, and then we're going to move into Parvatiyasana. So remember, one of the incarnations of Durga, the different aspects of the deity are in different forms, drawing upon different qualities and characteristics and traits. So lengthen here, lift the spine, lengthen through the spine, creating space between each vertebra. And then exhale, fold forward. You're invited to tuck your elbows in Or perhaps you take your elbows underneath the legs and move into Kurmanasana. And then here, when your hands are on the floor, claw through the finger pads. So thinking about the energy of a tiger, the musculature of a tiger, how the energy is concentrated and contained, ready to pounce, ready for action. And yet when the tiger is in a state of when it's satiated, when it's with its cubs, when it's feeling safe, you can see the softness and the extension of all of the muscles softening, really softening. So here, with your fingers clawing the earth, now experience what it feels like to soften. And how the sensation in the same asana is different when we are tensing our muscles, hugging the muscles into the bones, ready for action. And then what it feels like when we soften through the muscles. Inhale, uncurl the spine to rise up, my friends. Extend the left leg long, tuck in the right. Oh, we were going to do Badakanasana. Actually, we'll do Badakanasana in a moment, my friends. It all will flow. Left leg out, right heel tucked in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left hand towards the left foot, and then reach up and over with the right arm. So we're all going to be in very different places here. So left hand can be on the leg. You can have the left hand next to you on the earth. One more breath here. And then inhale to center. Take the right hand be in the middle of the back here. Lift the right elbow. And then let's reach behind with our left hand and take hold of our fingers, or take hold of your t-shirt. Let's come into Kurmanasana arms here, cow face arms. Keep that right elbow lifting up. And then let's release the arms and help that left leg in. Now let's tuck the heels in, much closer than in Badakanasana. So as close as they can come in towards you. Hold the feet and then flutter the wings of your legs. Parvatiyasana. Parvati is also accompanied by the tiger. So you will see images of the deities accompanied by a tiger or a lion, the same big cat family. Durga is often known as the Sherwali, she of the lion. And very gentle fluttering here, and then let's bring the legs to stillness, lengthen again through the spine. Engage through the entire body as if your muscles are hugging to your bones. And then let's soften and extend the right leg long. And again, we're going to reach over to hinge over to the right foot as far as you can reach. Either on the hands on the earth or on the leg, wherever you are, my friends. And then left arm reaches up and over with our Mudra. Deep breath here. Three more breaths, my friends. And then let's come back to center. Take the left hand behind your back and reach back with your right hand. So take hold of your t-shirt or your hands here. So on this side, I'm certainly taking hold of my t-shirt. I have some very strong, powerful things going on with my right arm and shoulder. So I have less space on this side. So you may find that the space that you have available on each side is very different. Our bodies are not one side doesn't completely and perfectly mirror the other. We would look very strange if it did. You will always have one side that looks different to the other side. It may be marginal or maybe more noticeable. Let's release the arms and then extend both legs long for a moment. Open out the legs. Upavista Konasana, dragonfly pose. So again, we're all going to be in very different places here. Lengthen first. And then exhale, walk your hands forward. And come into a forward fold here with the legs wide. Keep the feet engaged. Some of us may have our forearms on the earth. Some of us may be have the fingertips on the earth. We are where we are, my friends. So we're, particularly as we're working around this lower body, we're also working with, when we think about TCM, we're not separating out the philosophy of the body or the physiology of the body from the Eastern perspective. Both Chinese and Indian philosophies around the body, the understanding of the science of the body overlap. They've been drawn from the same roots. So we're also working on whether we call them nadis or whether we call them meridians. These are channels of energy, pathways through which vital life force energy flows, whether it's called pran or chi. So in terms of the organs we're working on the bladder, the urinary bladder, the kidneys, these organs that are responsible for the flow of water in our bodies. Inhale, bring your hands back together. Hands underneath the legs, lift up the knees. And let's windshield wiper the knees one way, then the other way, my friends. Bring them all the way down to the earth. And then back to center. Oh, little baby. So come onto your knees. So onto your knees, my friends, coming into Bandasana. Stop it. Not you, the dog. I'm often shouting at my dogs in the park when they're naughty, and passers-by think I'm talking to them. Like, she's a very rude lady. Okay, let's tuck the toes, untuck the toes. Coming into Bandasana. Hug the navel into the spine. Shh. Stop it. Can you pause for a moment because the dog's being very naughty. I'm sorry, I had to turn the sound off for a moment because he was barking so much. So let's move into cat-cow here. So rounding through the spine as we flow through the length of the spine. And we're going to create different movements with our spine. So let's now create circles. One way, then the other way. And then look back, creating that figure of C. And then look the other way, creating a figure of C to the other direction. And then back to center. Have your hands clawing the earth here, my friends. So let's tuck the toes now and lift ourselves, the knees off the earth, just a few inches, and hold here so that you're ready to pounce. So lift the knees slightly. And then release the knees to the earth. Take a moment, and we're going to practice that again. Engage all of your muscles, tucking your toes. Inhale, draw the navel into the spine, lift the knees and hover. Melt back your sit bone slightly. And then coming back over and release the knees to the earth. Take a moment here. Let's extend that left leg long, tuck the toes, my friends. Bring the right arm to the sky with your Vyagraha Mudra. Thumb and little finger connected. Lift your gaze. As you exhale, let's spread the right arm underneath the shoulder and bring the right ear or shoulder to the mat. You can bring a cushion to the earth here to support you. Now, this left hand can create a tripod so you're supporting yourself up, or you can lift the left arm to the sky with your Vyagraha Mudra. So you're balancing here. Stay engaged. And also take the left hand to the right hip. So by tucking it into the place where the thigh meets the hip or the lower back. Different options for this left arm, my friends. One more breath. Then let's bring the left hand to the earth. And inhale, rise up with the right arm to the sky. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Lift that left leg for a moment. And then let's create circles with the toes. You might want to bend into the knees and then create a circle with the toes and the heels. And then let's begin to widen that movement, involving the knee, and even more involving the left hip. And let's go the other way. So start again. The foot, the knee, and then the hip. Just going both directions. And then let's step that left foot forward. Coming into a low lunge here. High up on your fingertips or hands on blocks. When you're ready, my friends, let's bring your hands to your left thigh. Sink into the hips here. Engage fully here. Hug the thighs in towards each other. Inhale. Let's take our hands up to the sky with our mudra. And then bend into your elbows. Sunbeam arms, as we call them. Reaching up and bend into your elbows. So now as we reach up, let's straighten through that left leg. As we bend into the elbows, bend into the knee. Inhale, reach through that left leg. Bend into the knee, bend into the elbows. 3 times here. And remember, you can pad that right knee if you wish. Let's bring the right hand to the earth, left arm to the sky. Easy twist here. Exhale, left hand to the inside of the left foot. Turn the left foot out, coming into Dragon Uttanasana. Now here, my friends, you can leave that right knee on the earth or tuck your toes and lift the right knee. Yogi's choice. You can also come down onto your forearms if you wish, my friends. You can rock backwards and forwards here. Create a little bit of movement. And then, my friends, let's lower the right knee and melt the sit bone back to come into Ardha Hanumanasana on the left side. Flex that left foot. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. And rolling through that foot, let's then take that left knee back and calm for a moment here. Now I'm going to sway my hips from left to right. We can come into child's pose just for a moment here. Especially if your wrists are feeling any tension, you can release the palms so that they're sort of turning up. And my friends, let's rise back and Bandasana, back in table pose. Take a moment here. And let's flow through the spine, inviting that soft energy. the energy of the tiger, which is loyal, which is protective, which is that fierce. You often hear that of the tiger mums, of the fierce, protective quality of the tiger, yet with softness at the heart of it. And then, my friends, here we're going to take the right leg long. Tuck the toes. Lift the left arm to the sky. And as you exhale, we're going to throw that left arm underneath the body so that we come onto the left ear and the left shoulder. The right arm can create a tripod with the fingertips, so it stabilizes you there. You can lift the right hand to the sky, or you can bring that right fingertips and tuck them in by the left hip. Yogi's choice here. Stay engaged. And let's bring the right hand back to the earth, my friends. Inhale, lift the left hand to the sky. And then left hand comes down to the earth. Lift the right leg. You can just circle the ankles and then bend into the knee. And we're going to bring the knee into these circular movements. And I'm going to bring the hip into these circular movements. One direction first. And then let's go in the other direction with the ankle, then the knee, then the hip. So one way you'll be taking them away from you, and the other way you'll be bringing them into you. So that's how you know which to reverse the circular movement. And it doesn't matter if you go in the same direction or you forget which direction you went in. We're creating that openness in the hips through which the element of water flows abundantly. It's where our pleasure sits. It's where our emotional relationships sit. And then, my friends, let's step that right foot forward to come into a low lunge. When you're ready, inhale, hands to your right knee, just beyond the knee, not on the knee, but where the knee meets the thigh. And then when you're ready, let's reach up with our Vyagraha Mudra. Bend into your elbows, sunbeam arms, and then reach up. And this time, when we reach up, we're going to bring our legs into the movement. So straighten through that right leg. Exhale, bend into that right knee. Inhale, reach up, extend through the right knee. This is a real test of your balance as well. Your balance may not be so strong, depending on which side you feel like you have more strength. Remember to hug in the thighs as you move. This will help to create that centrifugal energy at the center. And then, my friends, let's bring the left hand to the earth, right arm reaches up. Exhaling, right hand to the inside of the right foot. Come into your variation of dragon or Bandasana. So remember, you can lift that left leg if you wish. You can sway backwards and forwards here. Ready to pulse. And then let's come back onto our hands. Lower the left knee and extend through that right leg by rolling onto the heel to come into Ardha Hanumanasana. Fold forward over the right leg, my friends. So as we move into the year of the tiger, bring into mind the challenges for the tiger's habitat. The tiger's populations have reduced to just under 4,000 in the wild. In India, the majority of the wild tigers live in India. And so it's no surprise that the deities, companions, the vehicles, the carriers are often tigers. Think of the stories from India during the empire, Rudyard Kipling in particular, the story of Mowgli in the Jungle Book. Let's roll through that foot once more, my friends, and then step back with the right knee, and again bring any circles, circular move. Let's see in one direction, and then the other direction. Back to center, my friends. Tuck your toes, claw the earth with your finger pads and your knuckles, and then lift the knees, hover here. Exhale, melt the tailbone back. Coming here into this tiger pose. And then release the heels to the earth and pedal the feet, coming into Parvatasana, mountain pose. From here, my friends, you can walk or pounce to the top of your mat, whichever feels, so you can prowl to the top of your mat, or you can pounce to the top of your mat. I'm going to prowl to the top of my mat. Forward fold here. Bend into your knees deeply, my friends. So your feet can be together or hip distance wide here, whatever feels comfortable for your hamstrings here. And then let's lift the heart. So we come into a very low crouch here. Bring your hands into Vyagraha Mudra. Tuck in the elbows and then rise up. Come to standing. Bend into the knees. Coming down low. Arms extend here, helps you to balance. Inhale, rise up. One more time, bend into your knees, arms reach forward. So now to build on the strength, the power, the ferociousness, the fierceness of the tiger energy. Those born in the year of the tiger. So if you are born in the year of the tiger, I'll give you the years in a moment. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I do remember 1974, 2010, 1986, 1998, 2010. So if you were born in 2010 and you're practicing yoga with me, all power to you. So let's go back to standing, my friends. Let's bring the hands to the heart, quarter turn on our mat. So we're standing at the top of our mat, facing forward, the mat to the left available to us. Arms tucked in, Vyagraha Mudra. Step across your mat, open out your arms, Tadasana. Bend into your elbows and bend into your knees, come into Badakanasana. Inhale, rise up, Tadasana. Let's move like this. Inhale, rising up. Exhaling, bending into our knees. So if you are born in the year of the tiger, you tend to have a strong, powerful presence. Sometimes that presence, and this is where we bring in our self-reflective qualities, our self-awareness, can be overpowering, can be dominating. It can even verge on the oppressive. So recognize the power that you have as one born in the year of the tiger. The qualities of natural leadership are within. So use your power for good, my friends. Coming back into this Badakanasana. Let's pause here, dear ones. And then let's see if we can sink a little bit lower. Now here, I'm going to give you the options to rise up onto the balls of your feet and reach your arms up. Lower the heels. Lift the heels. And then lower the heels one more time. Last time here, let's lift onto the balls of the feet. And then lower the heels, bring the elbows in, straighten up. Let's shake it all out. Let's have a stretch in one direction, stretch in the other direction. So bending into the elbows, opposite elbow and knee. So one extends, one flexes. Roll your shoulders backwards and forwards. Let's take your arms overhead. Big circles here. So you'll often see what you see in cats, the stretching out, the releasing of energy, this tensing of energy. So let's circle one way, then the other way. Really shake it all out, my friends. And then make sure your stance is steady here. Let's turn the left toes to the short end of the mat. Turn the right toes to a 45-degree angle. Turn the hips over to the left leg. Lengthen here. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold forward. Now your hands here, my friends, can be at the heart in Namaskar. You can have your Kali Mudra, so interlacing your fingers, crossing the thumbs, extending the index. Your choice here. Or you can keep your hands on your hips, my friends. Bend into that left knee here. As you bend into that left knee, we're going to lift the right leg. Coming into Warrior 3. You can extend the arms forward if you have space. I don't have very much space here, but I'll create space. Warrior 3. Vyagraha. Exhale, bring the hands back to your heart. Find the earth behind you with your toes. And then rise up here. We're going to rise up into standing pyramid. We'll reach overhead with your hands. So remember, we're also kind of coming into this, we've just passed beyond the new moon energy. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bend into that knee. Let's pivot on the ball of that right foot for a moment. And high lunge here. Releasing your hands. Let's come into Vyagraha. I keep missing that little subtle sound in between Vyagraha. So I'm trying to merge the words. Forgive me. Let's reach our arms back. Tiger pose. Reach forward, lower as you do. Straighten through that left leg as you reach your arms back. Forward, bend into your knees. Arms forward. Arms back, straighten through that left leg. 3 times here. And then, my friends, let's release that right leg. Turn the left foot forward. So we're back to center here. And let's turn the right foot towards the short edge of the mat. And then your left toes, the 45-degree angle. Turn the hips to face the right leg here. And hinge forward. Have a softness in that right knee. Here, remember your hands can be in Namaskar or Kali Mudra. This courageous, brave energy. Let's Bend into that right knee and lift the left leg off the earth. You can keep that left big toe on the earth for balance. If I fall here, I land on my sleeping dog. Arms reach forward if you have space. I'm going to move back in case I do lose my balance and land on him. As they say, let sleeping dogs lie. Let's find the earth behind us with that left toe. Bring the heel to the earth. Rise up, straighten through the right leg, coming into standing pyramid. Lift the hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment here, and then let's pivot on the ball of that left foot. Bend into that right knee, and let's come into high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Release the hands behind you in your Vyagraha Mudra. And then as we reach forward with our hands, sink into that right hip and bend deeply into that right knee. As we move our hands back, straighten through that right leg. So we're flowing forward, crouching, as we're reaching back and reaching up. 3 times here, flowing here. So you notice how much you have to engage the power of the legs, the power of the glutes, the power of the quads. If you lose balance, just use yourself. Use the wall or bring your hands to support you. And then, my friends, we're going to come back to center. Release that left heel to the foot. Turn the right toes. So you come back to center. And here, let's create big circles with the hips. You might want to bring your feet in a little bit closer so that you can. One way, then the other way. This will help to release. So, especially in the high lunge when we're in Anjaneyasana, when we're reaching up and then bending down towards the earth, that sort of movement can place some tension in your lower back. So these hip circumductions should help to release. And remember, we're working with the Shavasana chakra. And so this will help to motivate, to release and stimulate the flow of water in this area. And my friends, let's come to stillness, shake it out. I'm really having fun today in this practice. That's good fun. And I'm just going to bend into my knees a little bit here because I'm feeling I'm having an experience in my lower back. So I'm going to bend into my knees and really sit here. And I tuck in my tailbone here, tilt the pelvic bone forward. And what this does, I don't know if you can see it at the back, is it creates space here in the lower back. And this helps me to counter effect this sort of here when you're there, you're really contracting these muscles here. So I want to just give it a little bit of space. So and actually, while we're here, let's place our hands on our knees and then do cat-cow here. To the side so you can see how this looks here. And this is wonderful for the back and great for our quads. All that lower body power. Ready for action, my friends. Come into stillness here. We're going to come down towards the earth here. So inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Soften everything. Bend into your knees, come down to the earth through Malasana, Yogi squat. Remember, you can come directly to the earth, or you can sit on a block. Oh, my hair's all over the place. It's because I'm fierce. Right. Actually, while we're here, let's do Simasana Pranayama, that first breath. So take a full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale through your mouth, open the tongue, open the eyes, wide, like ferociousness. One more time. And then let's come down to the earth, my friends, with helping hands. Extend the legs long. Come into Bandasana, hands on either side of your hips. Flex through the feet. Hug the thighs in together. Hug the muscles to the bones. Draw the navel to the spine. Lift the crown. So fully engaged here. Bandasana isn't one where we're just hanging out. It's where we're engaged. Deep breaths here, my friends. Then reaching up with your hands, let's hinge from the hips and reach forward towards our feet. Have a soft bend in your knees if you have experiences in your hamstrings that you're not enjoying. Who enjoys experiences in the hamstrings? Nobody. Forward fold here. Paschimottanasana. I'm using Ujjayi breath, victory breath. Sounds like the ocean. And it reminds me of all the vocal. So if you listen, if you have cats and you listen to all the sounds that they make, so expressive in their vocalizations. We thought dogs were expressive. Cats have that beautiful purr. And just like how vocal our cats are actually, domesticated cats are less vocal than wild cats, big cats. So I'm fascinated by the vocalizations that the tigers make, the whole range of communications that they give. So I was talking about India. Let's inhale, rise up. India has 50 tiger reserves. And there's a real active program to protect the tigers, to conserve the tigers, but also to inform to reduce human and wildlife conflict where tigers are prowling territory around lands near where villagers are raising their stock. And to reduce that conflict, to find a way where urbanization or where human population has expanded into tiger territory. And so there's a lot of programs around that in India about educating people. So let's come onto the earth, my friends, lower here. Engage your muscles. Reach with your hands forward, and that will help you to lower here. Stay engaged here. We're going to do mountain raises from the seat. So bend into your knees. And when we do mountain raises from the seat, we take our arms overhead. So make sure you have enough space overhead. And you will find that you slide slightly up and down your mat here because we're moving. It's moving mountain raises from the sea. So it's a variation of Siddha Bandasana. Feet on the earth. Check that you can almost tickle the back of your heels. Tilt the pelvic bowl up so that your lower back connects with the earth. And let's do this a few times. So tilting the pelvic bowl backwards and forwards so that your lower back comes into connection with the earth and then creates a little space. So notice how that is what you need to do with your pelvic bowl to bring the small of your back to the earth. we're going to peel our hips and pelvis off the earth. So take a moment here and then inhale, tilt the pelvic bowl and then lift the hips and pelvis so that your chin and chest come towards each other and you'll feel a constriction in your throat here. Thighs are squeezing towards each other. Exhale, lower. Now when we lift our hips and pelvis, we're going to lift our right arm overhead. So remember, this is the year of the water tiger. So imagine that we often see images of tigers swimming through. Tigers love swimming in water. Then the left arm up and over. So each time we lift our hips and pelvis, we take alternate arms and then both arms overhead. And each time we lower the hips and pelvis, we bring our arms back down towards the earth. And we continue in this pattern. And if you want, you can bring your hands into the Vyagraha Mudra, really channeling the energy of the tiger, drawing upon the spirit energy of the tiger. This is the perfect asana to practice Ujjayi breath because of the natural constriction that comes to the throat. And if you lose the pattern, it matters not. It's your own unique pattern, just like the tiger stripes are the unique fingerprint of tigers. We all have our own way of being, our own way of individual, unique expression of the practice of yoga. Our practice of yoga doesn't have to look like someone else's practice of yoga. We're not all uniform in the way that we move. Let's complete this last round wherever you are. And then come to the earth. And then let's tilt the pelvic bowl here, bringing that small of the back in connection with the earth a few times here. Oh, that feels just so relaxing. I'm so calm right now. I feel like I'm lying in a warm bath. Let's hug in the right knee. Flex that right foot. Now, take the left leg up to the sky here. And then hug in the left knee and take the right leg up to the sky. Now hug in both knees. Let's open out the knees and thread our arms to the center and take hold of the outside of the feet to come into happy baby here, Ananda Balasana. If you wish, you can roll on the earth here. You can also wrap your arms around, double wrap your arms so that you've got a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. Rolling gently on the lower back here. And then, my friends, let's release the happy baby. Bring the feet back to the earth for a moment. Windshield wipe up the knees all the way over to the left. And then through center, all the way over to the right. Move slowly and mindfully here. And then let's do that 3 times in each direction. moving with your breath. And then when you've completed your cycle, bring your knees back to center. I'm going to extend our legs long, which is mine landing my dog bed, and reach our arms overhead and stretch. So flex through the feet, reach through the fingertips. This is called pandiculation, and cats do this a lot. Stretch all the way through the body. And then soften. Stretch, so activate. Create this tension in the muscles. Concentrate the energy and then soften. And one more time. Reach through the arms, through the legs, and soften. And bring your arms alongside your body. Allow your feet to turn out. And let's come into Shavasana. Cover yourself with a blanket. Put on some socks. Whatever you need to be warm here. Softening through your body. The unlimited primordial power of the tiger. The fluidity, the hydration, the nourishment, the softness of water. Merging in this year so that our actions of drawing on our courage, rising to the challenge, fierce in our rebellious spirit, have love, compassion, and softness to them. Think of the idea of the velvet glove, the power that we as a community collectively can bring together to create sustainability, protection, not only for the sentient beings that are the tiger family, but for our own communities, so that we are in harmony with our environment, our habitat. We are in harmony with nature. We bring awareness to how climate change affects all of us, how we have responsibilities and are accountable for the impact of human behaviors. Let's draw upon our confidence, our energy, our tiger spirit through this next year. Begin to stretch out through the arms and legs. Oh, yawn. And then turn over to one side and come up to seated. And when you come up to seated, carry on with the stretches. Really release all of the tension in the body. And delicious movements here, sensuous movements. And then calm to stillness, my friends, hands together at the heart. Closing our practice by chanting Om Dum Durga Ye Namaha, channeling this tiger energy. And then Om Shanti. Om Dum Durga Ye Namaha. Om Dum Durga Ye Namaha. Om Dum Durga Ye Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhanyavad, my friends. Dhanyavad.